Kourtney Kardashian shares her view that sending kids to school is really old-fashioned, and Khloe agrees, saying, "Don't even get me started." Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Kourtney Kardashian recently shared some thoughts that made a lot of people talk. She said something many parents might not agree with, and it happened during a chat with her sister Khloé Kardashian on a podcast called Khloe in Wonderland. While talking on this podcast, Kourtney opened up about how she feels about children going to school. Her opinion wasn't what most people are used to hearing, and she didn't hold back from explaining how she really sees things. She believes that the idea of sending kids to school every day is something that doesn't make sense anymore. According to her, this system feels old and outdated, and she just doesn't agree with it. What made the moment more surprising is that her sister Khloe actually agreed with her. Kourtney is a mother to 4 children and is known for making choices that are different from most. On the podcast, the sisters started by talking about some of the good and bad times they've had together over the years. When Kourtney talked about a time when she, Khloe, and their sister Kim were not getting along, she said it partly happened because she had started therapy and was trying to change the way she did things. She explained that therapy helped her understand herself better, and she began putting limits on how much she gave of herself to others. These changes affected her relationships, but she felt they were needed. Khloe remembered that time and said she didn't like it either. She said she sometimes feels like they're still in that phase even now. Kourtney replied that she often enjoys doing things in a way that is not the same as everyone else. She likes going against what most people think is normal. That's how she started talking about her thoughts on school. She said she has always questioned how things are done, not just within their family but in the world in general. She likes to look at everything in life and ask why it has to be that way. That's when she brought up the topic of school. She asked out loud why kids even have to go to school every single day, saying the whole system seems very old-fashioned to her. She didn't say this lightly. She truly believes that school, as most people know it, might not be the best choice for every child. Khloe then jumped in and said she also loves the idea of homeschooling. She even joked that if they kept talking about it, she would get too excited because she feels so strongly about it too. Kourtney went on to say that once she starts thinking about things like this, her kids sometimes send her videos of very successful people who didn't go to school in the usual way. Those videos make her wonder what the real goal of school is. Is it just to follow rules? Is it just because that's what people have always done? She said when she sees those videos, she tells her children that if they want to be homeschooled, then they can do it. She's open to it. For her, it's not just about school. It's about every area of life. She explained that she chooses to do things in ways that feel more natural or thoughtful, even if it's not what others around her do. She gave an example from parenting. She said that if one of her kids has a fever, she often chooses not to give them medicine like Tylenol or ibuprofen right away. Instead, she would rather take care of them in a more natural way, like nursing them through the fever with rest and love. She said these choices are just part of who she is. They come from how she thinks deeply about everything and chooses to live in ways that feel true to her heart. She believes that in other parts of the world, people might do things more like she does, but in the United States, things often follow a more fixed path. Kourtney is married to Travis Barker and they share a son named Rocky 13, who is still a baby. She also has 3 older children with her former partner Scott Disick. Their names are Mason, Rain, and Penelope. Travis also has 3 children from a past relationship, Landon, Alabama, and Atiana. Together, Kourtney and Travis are raising a blended family, and they are known for doing things their own way. In this podcast conversation, Kourtney's words showed that she thinks a lot about what kind of life she wants for her kids. She doesn't want to just follow what other parents do without questioning it. She wants her children to grow up in a way that feels right for them, not just what society says they should do. And that includes their education. Some people might find her opinions surprising or even difficult to understand, especially if they believe school is the only way for children to learn and succeed. But Kourtney seems to think that there are many different paths a child can take. She didn't say that kids shouldn't learn, but she believes learning can happen in many ways, not just inside a school building. Her views might not be popular with everyone, but they come from a place of care and thought. She looks at her children and their needs before deciding what is best for them. If homeschooling gives them the chance to learn in a more relaxed and personal way, then she's ready to go for it. She's not afraid to stand out or make choices that others might question. Instead, she feels proud to live in a way that's real and honest for her. Khloé, during the talk, was clearly on her sister's side. She said she also believes in homeschooling and that she prefers the idea of children learning at home. That part of the conversation showed that both sisters are willing to think differently and not follow the crowd just because that's what people expect. They both care deeply about what's best for their families. It's not the first time Kourtney has chosen to live in ways that are considered unusual. Over the years, fans have seen how she sticks to what she believes is healthy and right, even if others disagree. From her food choices to how she raises her kids, she always tries to do what feels most loving and thoughtful. This latest podcast chat gave people another example of how she thinks differently and stays true to herself. Her ideas might lead to big discussions among parents and teachers, and some people might feel strongly against them. But there are also many who will find her honesty refreshing. It's not always easy to question things that have been done the same way for so long, but Kourtney is not afraid to start that conversation. The way she spoke on the podcast also showed that she respects her children's opinions. When they send her videos about successful people who didn't follow the normal school route, she doesn't just ignore it. She listens, and then she thinks about it deeply. That shows she is open-minded and willing to learn, just like she wants her children to be. Her view on not rushing to give medicine is also a sign of how she prefers natural ways whenever possible. That doesn't mean she's against doctors or medicine, but she wants to try gentle methods first. These kinds of parenting choices show that she pays attention to the little details in her children's lives. She wants to be present and thoughtful in everything she does. As she and Travis raise their blended family, it seems they are focused on creating a home where all the children feel supported and loved in ways that fit their personalities. School, for Kourtney, doesn't have to look the same for every child. She's ready to find what works best for each one. That level of care is something many parents can admire, even if they don't agree with every single opinion she has. In a world where many people feel pressure to follow the same rules, Kourtney's voice stands out. She is showing that it's okay to ask questions, to try new ways of doing things, and to trust your instincts as a parent. She believes that what matters most is giving her kids the best chance to grow into happy, smart, and confident people. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.